Hey, bestie.
Hey, bestie.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Long time no talk. Just kidding.
What you been up to since we last spoke?
Literally nothing. I just decompressed for a minute and we're back. So, hey.
We're back.
Yeah. Okay. This is our next bonus episode. You did our first one, which we're calling the Vault Sessions. So this is our second official Vault Session bonus episode, and we're talking all about my experience with divorce.
Dun dun dun.
So this is the it's right around the 1 year mark, basically, that I have officially been divorced. So A, we figured what better time because of that. And B, I hint at it or like touch on it a lot as we go through different episodes and talk about different things. So we figured it was kind of just time to share the story.
Yep.
Yeah. A couple disclaimers before we start. First one, I'm a very open person, so I'm fine to like spill and tell people all my stuff, share my stories, no big deal. But he is a pretty private person. So I'm going to do my best to respect that while also telling my story, my experience. But just know that there will be some things I kind of dance around, maybe touch on, but don't really get into. And that's why I just want to respect that. And then also, this episode is specifically about my experience going through divorce. So that's not to say our whole relationship was bad. Um, we were together a good portion of our lives between like being good friends, dating, being married, all of that. So obviously there was good parts. There was good things. We would not have gotten married and been together as long as we had if there was not good parts. So this is not this is not a roast. We're not trash talking the whole experience. We are specifically here to talk about my experience with divorce. So it probably will be a lot of more like negative things, but I mean, it's a breakup. So just keep
Yep.
that in mind. And I'm not saying anything maliciously. It's, I'm not interested in that. So, okay, ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. Do you have any specific questions or anything you think I should touch on? I did get a couple sent in. And then obviously I'll just kind of tell the story of it, but you got
Oh, I'm sure
anything?
I'll come up with some as you
Okay.
go through, but nothing off the top of my head right now.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna start just with a brief overview of our history. Um, so we'll go through that real quick. We met my freshman year of high school, dated on and off my freshman year of high school, stayed good friends all through high school. In college, started talking again, got back together, dated for 4 years, got engaged in 2018, got married in 2019, and separated in 2024, and then officially divorced in 2025. There's your quick rundown. If you've been listening to our past episodes, you have probably heard me hint at the past like 4-ish years being rough. So that's kind of important with all of this too. So we won't get into that too much, but just to touch on like why it's been rough. In 2022, we had a miscarriage. 2023 obviously was rough because of that. It was the end of 22. So 2023 was kind of rough because of that. 2023 also, there was a lot of focus on me healing. I did some different health tests and stuff, and basically I just wasn't taking care of myself that well, and my hormones were all out of whack. I had basically all my levels were depleted. So there was a lot of focus on that, and it was a lot of intense stuff as far as like different supplements, trying to eat specific foods to support different things within my body. And it was exhausting to say the least. And then 2024 in July is when I officially moved out. We separated and then 2025, it was all finalized. So,
So it took a year before it was finalized,
yeah,
even.
and yeah, I'm trying to think. I moved out in 20 or in July, sorry, in July of 2024. Um, and I think I guess I had, like, partially moved out before I fully moved everything out. So, like, even that process alone took a little while. And then I'm trying to think because that would have been over the holidays that we were separated, and I kind of feel like I don't remember us being just separated during a holiday season, but I guess we were. And then I don't know when I guess maybe we didn't officially file until the new year, maybe? And then it does take like, they give you, I wanna say at least 30 days. I really don't remember all the specifics at this point, but there's, like, so many days you have to wait where it's like you file the first paperwork, and then it's your, quote, "waiting period" where they want you to, like,
Yeah.
make sure that's what you want, and then you go back after however many days it is, and then you schedule your court date and all of that. So yeah, it is kind of a long process, and we did it, like, probably the cleanest, easiest, most ideal way a person could get divorced because we had everything pretty separated. It was all pretty clear who got what, who owned what, who was taking what, however you want to put it. So, like, we didn't even have lawyers involved. We just did it all ourselves, which I think is rare.
Yeah.
Um, usually you hear like the most nasty divorces and all the fighting and all of that. But thankfully we did not have that. It was, like I said, it was pretty clear cut that like separation part of it. So yeah, we had no lawyers involved. It was just us doing the paperwork, filing it, and then we have to go show up and they read through all the rights and stuff. They ask you questions and then the judge signs off and you're done. Which I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit made me look at marriage different because I'm like, it just like takes the romance, I guess, out of it to see it in that light. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
It's like,
Well, it's the ending of a relationship, so yeah.
yeah, but it's just like how like I guess how simple it was, but also like how I guess maybe how casual it what like the judge made it feel of it's almost like an exit interview at a job. You know what I mean? It was like I don't it was just it was strange. It was strange.
Did you
Very
guys both have to show up together?
technically, he did not have to show up, but he did. So, yeah, we were both there. And it's just a weird experience, especially, like, I've never been in trouble with the law, so I've never really been in that kinda setting, or, like, I've never
Yeah.
done jury duty nothing. I've never been in that kind of setting. So I just also felt extremely out of place. And the whole situation is weird. It's you have your day and your time that you have to show up. You get it's you and a bunch of other people, which is also weird. Is you're doing it at the same time as other people in front of other people. It's just weird. It's I don't know what
Yeah.
I expected, but it wasn't that. Um, so yeah, you all go into the courtroom. The judge calls people up one at a time. You go up, swear yourself in, do the whole thing. And then she's like, okay, you'll receive your paperwork in the mail in 7 to 10 business days. If you don't get it, let us know. You're good to go. And it's like, I don't know. It was weird. It was very weird. But there's that. So someone did ask, was there a specific moment you knew? Um, yes and no. Obviously, we had gone through a lot, like I said, and as we've touched on, the past 4 years were kinda rough. So there was all of that stuff. There was in general, I just wasn't really happy, which I had said multiple times, and why I wasn't happy, I really just felt like I wanted to go live life more, do more, and I was always kind of met with a no to that. So
When you say live life more and do more,
yeah.
like
So,
have
like
more experiences and you wanted to
yeah.
do it together or
Yeah, like, I wanted to go to different events, I wanted to go on vacations and stuff. We never took a honeymoon. I wanted to always go on trips here and there, and, like, even I would be, like, even just a weekend away, even to Kansas City, to
yeah,
Herman, like, it doesn't have to be some big, expensive, crazy trip, but the answer was always no, and there was never really an effort to make it happen. It was kind of one of those things where it was like, "Yeah, we'll look at it. Yeah, I'll look into ideas, I'll look into things," and nothing. So, in general, I just wasn't really happy, and then, again, on top of all the other stuff combined, there's that, and then there was a couple instances towards the end where things were being hidden from me, and again, we talked about this on the last episode, but just to be safe, there was no cheating, that's not what I'm alluding to. But there was some things being hidden from me that I had found on accident. I didn't even have an idea. But I found out on accident. So when I found that out, those were kind of the moments that I was like, I'm not okay with that. And it made me not uncomfortable to be in my own home, but because I found out about them on accident in our home, I just constantly had the feeling of what else is being hidden from me. It
yeah,
kind of got to a point where, like, I could not feel settled, and, like, I would just start looking for things around the house because the other things I found on accident. So it just always felt like, well, what else is here that I don't know?
yeah. Well, it comes down to trust. I mean,
Yeah.
like even if it's not cheating on you, it's still trust.
Yeah.
And you expect somebody to be honest with you. And if they're not being honest about certain things,
Right.
then you do start to wonder what else are
Right.
you lying to me about?
Right.
So
And
I think that's a
then
natural reaction.
yeah, and um when it kind of gets turned on you and like as to like you're overreacting about this, yeah, that played a role. Um, and then I will take responsibility on my end too, because I'm not going to sit here and act like it's not my fault at all. I did, after the miscarriage and going through all of the health tests and stuff, I did 3 rounds of testing. And like I said, it was pretty intense, the follow up with it of like a really regimen schedule, all these different things I had to take and do throughout the day. It was a lot. It was intense. It was exhausting. And yeah, it was just a lot. So after doing the 3rd round of testing and going through the results, I had like this moment of, I guess, clarity. I don't know if that's the right word, but I feel like it probably
Mhm.
is, where I was like, I am exhausted. What am I doing this for? And that was kind of the moment that I was like, I don't know that I'm meant to do the traditional thing that us as women are like, quote, supposed to do of, get married, have kids, the whole thing. I was like, I don't know that I really want to have kids. And this
Mhm.
has been a thing. It was kind of always a joke. My sister always told me I was just going to be the cool aunt. I never wanted kids. And then when we started dating, he wanted kids. So I was like, oh, cute. Yeah, whatever, like on board. But after going through all of that testing and the follow up with it to like fix the problems,
Mhm.
it was exhausting. And it was like, why am I
Yeah.
doing this? Um, so that conversation did not go well, which again, like, no blame. If that's something you really want and then you think you're gonna have that with someone and they come and they're like, I changed my mind."
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, it's not gonna be a good conversation. Um,
I
do
think
I
though, sometimes you have to go through things to figure out what it is that you really want. So it's not
100%.
like you didn't take the time to think about it before,
Right, and, like,
but
Yeah.
having that challenge probably makes you think even deeper about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And, going back to that conversation, do I understand it? Yeah, sure. But do I think it could have been handled in a better way? Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, there was a lot that happened in a fairly short amount of time. So, I wouldn't, there were a few key moments for me that was like, yes, this is it. I'm done. I can't live like that. I can't be in my home and feel this way. But in addition, like, there was also a lot of other little things over time that just kinda did it in. So a mix of both.
Would you say that conversation kind of led to you resenting him a little bit on the stance that
Um,
he took?
what do you mean the stance that he took? Like, how he addressed it?
Yeah, like not being willing to hear
Yeah.
you out.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know that, like, I don't know if resent is the right word, but yeah, I was like, "You should not be speaking to me that way.
Mhm.
Absolutely not. Is that okay?" Um, and yeah, I guess. Yeah. Do I ask me your question again? I feel like some
Do
of
you
these
think
I've
his
never.
reaction made you resent him?
Yeah, yeah. Some of the I
I
haven't really talked about these things, like, to this extent, you know what I'm saying? So some of them
yeah.
I have to, like, actually pause and think about.
I think a lot of people have the realization like you can lose trust in somebody and
Yeah,
still end up having being able to rebuild it and have a good marriage. I think
yeah,
a lot of times the marriage falls apart when there's resentment that comes out of it.
yeah, and I think, yeah, I probably did. After some of the things that were said, how they were said, that was another moment for me that I was like, I straight up asked him at one of those points, "If you think all of these things and, like, you're saying this to me, why are you even with me?"
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, yeah, I would say probably. Yeah. So yeah, there was a lot. There was all of that, and then that started, I guess, maybe spring going into summer of 24, and things did kind of fall apart quick, which I know some people have opinions about. Some people have voiced them to me, other people have not, but I know I've heard. So that was another question. Hold on, let me go back to this. Someone said, "Oh, did you second guess yourself?" And then also, "Oh, how others reacted and how I dealt with people's opinions." So we'll come back to the other one, but there were some external opinions, not really as
I'm
many
sure
as
not everybody shared their opinions with you.
no, I'm positive not. Um, there wasn't really, like, I was scared for sure because first of all, there's in my immediate family, no one has been divorced. So I immediately am going into this whole phase of, like, hardship. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But I'm
Sure.
automatically going into this phase of, like, I'm gonna let everyone down because, well, and between his family too. There's been his family, my family, no divorce. So I'm like, shit, like, this is all on me to, like,
Yeah.
be the failure, right? So it was scary to even have the thought to begin with,
Mhm.
then to actually talk to someone about it. And I think my mom was the first person I talked to, which when I talked to her about it, that was another kind of moment where, like, I knew it was more than just maybe like a phase or a rough patch or what have you,
Yeah.
because we are not emotional at all. So, like, we don't talk about things like that. So the fact that I was talking to her and even the way she responded with that first conversation of, like, immediate support and being like, I've noticed some things myself. So, like, I'm not surprised. That shocked me because I was like, oh shit, like, other people have noticed things. Like, maybe this is not just a rough patch or maybe this is, like, real.
Mhm.
Um, and then just her being supportive of like, you're at that time I was 28, we're gonna guess. I don't know. It doesn't really matter, but sure. She was like, Steph, you're 28. Like, you hopefully have a long life ahead of you. If
Yeah.
you're not happy, like, you need to be happy.
Yeah,
Um,
first and foremost.
yeah. So she's like, do I want this to be the case? Do I like want this to be what happens? No, because they left him. My family
Yeah.
was close with him. I was close with his family. So that also made it hard is like with the external things, it's like we were both so close with each other's family. So then it's like you have that layered on top of it. Um, but just my mom being like, if that's what you need to do, that's what you need to do. So I think her immediate support too, well, A, it obviously helped, but again, it kind of made me think like, okay, this is more than a rough patch or more than like me overreacting to something. So there was that. And then I talked to your brother. He probably got a lot of it because we were doing 75 hard at that time.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I was always down there for our nieces competitions. So we would do outside walks together. So he really got a lot of it. He was probably one of the most, which is funny. And then of course I talked to my sister about it. And then a couple like good close friends. So, really everyone was pretty supportive. There was some kickback, maybe not kickback, but like, "Are you sure?" Questioning some things, but the
I
amount of
don't know that that would be kickback
I
necessarily,
don't
but
think
it was probably
I did have some kickback where it was like, "No, like, slow your roll, you know, it's a rough patch, work through it, whatever." Um, there was, I think, maybe one of those. And then the rest of it was all, like, conversational, kinda like my mom, like,
Mhm.
"You need to do what's right for you." Um, and it sounds from the sound of it, like that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
So, it
I
it
mean,
was
you're allowed to change
shocking.
your mind. Like, you're allowed to change your mind the way that you did, and
You
so
are.
when you're expressing to somebody that you're changing
Yeah.
and you get met with nothing, I mean, sometimes you don't have a choice, you know?
Yeah. 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 And there was just not really even conversation that happened. It was just, a lot of yelling
And if you're in a
and
relationship that
yeah.
can't have a conversation, then
Right, and I'm like, I
you're
don't
just gonna
know.
exist.
As soon as had this feeling, I brought it to you so we could talk about it. So, like, to be
Yeah,
met with that was also like I didn't hang on and sit on it for days or weeks or months to make sure that's what it was. Like, as soon as I had that feeling, I went and opened the conversation to be like, "Hey, here's where I'm at," you
yeah,
know? But again, like I said before, if that's something that you really want and you think you are gonna have that with someone and then they come to you with that, I get it. Um,
yeah.
I just think it maybe could have been handled different, but that's okay. Um, so yeah, there was definitely some external opinions and things, but I would say it was scarier to think about that and prepare for that than whatever came from it.
Mhm.
There was more support than I would have thought, and not anything against my family or close friends. It's just, I don't know. I would not have expected, like, right off the bat. I would have thought there would be more questions and more like, "It's just a rough patch, like, no, you'll be fine." So, it was surprising.
I think that when you think about what your major disagreement was, which was, "I don't think I'm meant to be a mother. I don't think I wanna have children. I
Yeah,
wanna live more of life at least first to figure that out."
yeah,
And then you've got somebody who's dead set for that.
yeah,
Um, there's probably resentment on his part too.
yeah.
which was the driver of some of his emotions.
For
And
sure. And that's why, like, I can understand it, but it doesn't make me more comfortable with what was said.
yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. It doesn't make it right either,
Right.
the way that it was handled.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, foundationally, if you're saying these things, you clearly feel them, especially if you're like in a rage, maybe not a rage, but like, you know what I'm saying? If you're like saying these out of anger, they're obviously inside of you somewhere. So the fact that you feel like that, like, why are you even with me to begin with?
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Um, and then, yeah, I just, as I was going through all my health stuff too and making such a big effort for it, there was not anything being done on the opposite side. So I felt like I was really doing a lot for something that I then realized, like, wasn't even really my dream or, like, my thing that I wanted. I was really doing it for someone else, and then, like, they couldn't even do it for themselves, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think when you go through moments like that, I think it helps bring clarity on what you want. And since you hadn't had that before, not that you were extra young or anything, I was younger than you when I got married, but I think it helps you define who you are
Yeah,
and what you want and what you're not willing to settle for.
right.
I think those are kind of life-changing moments. And then you have to do it with somebody else too because you're married,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. So, yeah, going back to the other question of have I ever second guessed myself? No, and that's how I also know I did the right thing.
Yep.
Um, is it a sad situation? Yeah, of course, but I
Well, I don't think you
don't.
would have gotten married if knowing that it was gonna end in
Right,
divorce.
no one does. Yeah, no,
No.
well, that's not true. I'm sure some people do, but I did not. But yeah, no, I say this delicate because we kinda talked about this too. I'm like, I don't want to be just trash talking him or the whole situation. That's not my intent here,
Uh-huh.
but also at the same 2 things can be true at once, right? So
Yep.
there's that, but also, like, I made the right decision, and I'm better off today where I'm at because I made that decision. So, I'm sure that would be hard to hear if roles were reversed.
Where do
Yeah,
you feel you've changed going through this process?
everywhere. Like,
Elaborate.
I was like, so to my core, oh, okay, and this sounds kind of cheesy, but I feel like I really am just, like, the most myself. Like I said before, I never really wanted kids. I was never the person to be like, "I was meant to have kids. I'm dreaming of having kids." I was never that person.
Uh-huh.
But, like, when I was dating and married, I would say those things, but then it's like, I think about it almost on a daily basis because I think I do just almost, like, check in with myself, I guess, and I'm like, "Am I?" Because that is kind of a fear of mine too, where I'm like, "Okay, I'm like, I don't feel like if it happened, great, then
Uh-huh.
it's meant to happen, okay?" But, like, I am not the person still that's like, "I am meant to be a mom. I will have kids." You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just
Yeah.
not, like, a desire that I have. If it happens, great, then obviously I'm meant to have that. But, like, it's not something that I'm seeking out. Um,
And I think I've
yeah.
shared with you before. I knew you briefly before you were married,
Yeah.
but you were still with your ex.
Yeah.
And I've known you better since. And I do feel like you kind of emerged from a shell
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah. I think, yeah, I changed myself, and I don't think I even did it knowingly or on purpose, and I don't think he, like, tried to get me to. Again,
Uh-huh.
it's not malicious, it's not nasty. I think I just changed and became more interested in the things he was, and I think along the way, I lost some of the things that were me. So now I just feel like I'm getting those things back, and it's like, even like you say all the time, how I just, like, dance around randomly and stuff,
Mhm.
there was a portion where I lost that.
Yeah.
So, like
Yeah. I second the you're more like yourself.
yeah. So, no, I don't second guess it ever. But okay, that's going back to that. One of my big fears is, what it because 'cause I'm only how old am I? 30 I'll be 32 in June. Like, what if I change my mind later, you know? That's a big fear I
About
have
yeah,
about
about
wanting
you
kids.
decide you do want kids?
Yeah, because then I'm like, I'll be, quote, "old," right? If it's like,
Mhm.
I don't see I don't really see it happening at all, but also, if so, I don't think it would be for years. So I'm like, I'd be old to have kids, and if I'm like, my path is not having kids, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of a fear that I have, but
Well, I will say I do know a lot of people who have said they don't want kids that end up do wanting kids
oh,
and then
perfect.
having them around their 40s.
Good.
So,
Worst comes to worst, I'll just steal my sister's every now and then, and it'll be fine.
but
That's
also
what
you do have permission to change your mind.
yeah,
And also, women have babies older and
yeah.
older every day.
No, they do, that's true. But yeah, we keep ping-ponging all over, that's fine. Um, but yeah, to go back to your question, I just feel more me. I've gotten different things back, and even my confidence was not people used to compliment me on that,
Mhm.
like, in college, and I don't even know that it's confidence, honestly, I'm just like, "I don't give a shit what people think," which, like, is that confidence?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Uh, but, like, I just don't care. Like, if you wanna hate on me for something, I'm not gonna be a bad person, is here's I was like, "Here's the thing, I'm not gonna be a bad person." So, I'm not out
Mhm.
living my life trying to hurt people, being nasty to people, trying to offend people, like, doing bad things. So, I'm not doing anything that bad, right? So, like, if you wanna hate on
Yeah.
me for what I'm doing, okay, go ahead. Like, you're just wasting your energy on negative. So, go ahead. I don't
Yeah.
care. And I used to always be like that, and then it definitely went away for a little bit,
You
and
mean worrying about what other people thought of you?
I don't even know that it maybe a little bit, um, maybe a little bit, but yeah, I just remember I had a phase where I did not feel like this, like, comfortable even,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? And that might actually, now that I think about it, it might have been after the miscarriage, which makes sense. I think that's a feeling that comes with that maybe as you're, like, going through that and healing. But yeah, there was definitely a phase where I was not, like, as bold as I am now, as kinda carefree, whatever. Yeah,
Your load's been lightened a little.
a lot. Yeah. Um, so yeah. So it was scary to go through it, and it was if I'm not okay, I'm also not gonna be out here the poster child saying everyone needs to get divorced, but, like, if that is something you seriously feel you need, or, like, you are going through it, it's scary as hell, especially if you've not ever seen anyone go through it. It's really scary to do it, and make sure you've got, like, good people surrounding you is my thing, because like I said, I needed it, I made the right choice, I don't question that, but it is still a sad thing, it's a hard thing to go through,
Yeah.
and, like, I had one specific good friend that checked in every single day. I had other good friends that, like, let me stay with them. I could call them any time of the day, night, whatever, if there was, like, a fight or something had happened. It's like, "Yep." One of my friends gave me their garage door opener and was like, "I don't care, come whenever you want, like, even if I'm
Yeah.
not here, even if I'm sleeping." So, like, make sure you have, or if you can, hopefully have good people around you like that. It just makes it that much easier. But also don't be afraid to do what you need to do, because it is scary to make that decision and do it. But
Yeah.
sometimes it's needed.
Yeah. It's probably the one of the biggest decisions you'll make in your life. I'm not gonna say the biggest decision because I think there's a lot that rank up there with it, but
Yeah, it's up there for sure.
yeah.
And to date, it's the biggest decision, absolutely.
N You've already answered that you wouldn't change your decision on it.
Mhm.
Is there anything about how you handled the whole process that you would have changed going back?
Oh gosh. Um, I
I mean, it was
feel
really a pretty clean process
I
from
was
what I
and I
know.
feel like no, because and I talked about this with my mom at one point. I think if I had tried to stick it out and, like, fight for it or try to, like, heal it all, whatever, I told her, I was like, "Because of what has happened and what's been said and what's been done, I think it's inevitable that if I don't do it now, it's gonna be in, like, 5 years, we're gonna go through it."
Mhm.
So while it did happen quick, I think I needed to do it that way so that I didn't, um this sounds so like, there's not a nice way to say this, but, like, so I didn't waste time being somewhere that, like, I wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah.
It sounds
The
nasty,
whole
but
thing's gonna sound bad
I
because
know. That's why I don't
you
really
decided to end a relationship. You decided that somebody wasn't your
yeah,
person anymore. And so it doesn't matter how you present it,
I
it's
know.
always going to feel a little bit bad. But just because you're saying that you didn't work out together doesn't
Yeah,
mean that he's a bad person or that you
right.
are for being the one to decide to end it. Like
Yeah,
sometimes things need to end. And maybe you're an even bigger person for stepping up and saying, listen, this isn't going to work.
yeah,
Like, we want different things,
yeah.
you know?
Someone did ask what was the most unexpected feeling I experienced through all of this. Hands down, guilt. Like, to this day, I feel guilty.
Yeah, you can hear it in your voice
Yeah,
and in
yeah,
your words too. The way
yeah,
you're
yeah,
I mean, you cannot talk bad about somebody, you can be truthful about what they did, and that may look bad, but isn't
yeah,
that kind of on them?
yeah,
I think this in this case, though, it's not like either of you did anything wrong, it's just you are different people who want different things.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, guilt is
I could tell
the
you're uncomfortable.
I it's not uncomfortable, it's just, like, I don't want it to come off as I'm just shit talking everything, but because I'm not, first of all. I'm just trying to tell, like, my experience with it all, and it's divorce. It's a breakup. It's not a good, happy thing. It's like, it's just not. So, it's gonna sound, I feel like, as you're saying, like, it's gonna sound nasty. It's gonna sound like I'm shit talking,
Mhm.
but also, like I said before, I take ownership in my side. You know, I essentially completely flipped his life upside down when I said I decided I didn't want kids. I own that. I know that.
Mhm.
But, like, there's also things that were done to me that are not okay. I don't it's yeah. There's no, like,
Yeah.
pleasant way to say it or share it, I feel like.
Yeah.
And I don't like that because I don't want it to seem that I'm just shit talking here. So, like, there's guilt
In a
with all of
way
this.
in a way, it might be easier if he had cheated because then
That's
he
what I
could be
told
like,
my friend.
"He's an asshole because look what he did to me."
Right.
Whereas in this case, it's, not as dramatic sounding,
Mhm.
but it's also life-changing, life
Yeah.
impacting. And
And
so,
there were
yeah.
things he chose over me. And that's I told my friend I kind of honestly just wish that he would have, like, cheated on me instead of
Mhm.
choosing the things he did,
Yeah,
but that's
that's
okay.
understandable.
Yeah, and also the whole guilt thing because our families were so close, like Peanut. That's all I'll say on that. So going through it is obviously hard. but once you get through it, it feels like you're living a new life, which you essentially are. um, but
New address and everything.
uh, um, but yeah, it's nice. Like my mom worries about me a lot because she doesn't want me to be lonely. She doesn't want me to end up alone. She's like a single girl, like, "Oh, you're a not a threat. I'm a what? Easy target, the opposite."
Oh, yes.
Whatever. So she worries about me in those ways, but I'm like, "Mom, first of all, I'm not lonely. I keep myself very busy. Like, I work all the freaking time. I'm with you guys some weekends, I'm with them some weekends. I'll do stuff here sometimes. Sometimes I just need to, like, have a movie day. Like, I'm okay. If I get lonely, I'll call you, but, like, don't let that be something you're worried about." And she's like, "But what about down the line? Like, who's gonna take care of you when you're old and blah, blah, blah?" And I'm like, "Okay, well, first of all, wow, you don't need to write me off so fast. I'm only 31, so, like, there is still hope, and I'll call Peanut and the Bean. It's fine. I'll just go live
You can
with."
do you can do what Casey and I do. Whichever of our nieces and nephews, actually, whichever of our family members takes the best care of us gets what's ever
Yeah.
left.
It's whatever. Well, that yeah, sure, that too. But I'm like, "I'll just go live with my sister and your brother, and it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, Mom, you gotta not worry about those things right now, like, I'm 31." Yeah, so there's all of that, but it's nice to just not have to worry about, because that was another issue that we had at the end was how much I worked. Um, do you want a hot bomb right now? I'm
Sure.
sure I told you this. So how much I worked was a problem. So I was told to quit my job.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? Yeah, I was told to quit
No.
my job. Um, and there was other things that I wanted to go and do that I was, like, asked not to. So yeah, there was just a lot that now that I'm just doing my thing, and, like, I don't even have to worry about it. So it's nice. It's also nice that I can set different goals for myself and, like, I'm in control of that. There's no one that can, like, directly affect it. There's no one that I could blame for something going wrong. Like, I think I just needed time to live solo,
Mhm.
learn some life, do some things, and just focus on me. And that's like, I feel like what I'm doing what I need to do right now in that sense. So, like, we've talked about this, but, like, finances.
Yeah.
I always wanted to budget and, like, focus on that, and that feeling was not always reciprocated, and if it was just, like, pulling teeth is the saying, right?
Yep.
Um, so, like, the fact that I'm in full control of my finances now, and I don't have to depend on anyone else is, like, freeing because
Yeah.
I know how much money I have. I know what my expenses are every month and every paycheck. I know I've got student loan debt, different things, all your bills, whatever. Like, I know I have taught myself how to budget and be responsible, but
Mhm.
still manage to live life and, like, go do fun things. Like, we're
Yeah.
going to Mumford and Sons. The fact that I didn't have to ask permission or, like, I'm not gonna say permission, but, like, the fact that I didn't have to ask to, like, purchase tickets like that, it was like, it's up to me. I know my budget. I have the money because I've been responsible to spend,
Yeah.
no question buying it. So, like, things like that, it's just like, I feel like that's part of why I even went through all of that in the first place, is so I can do things and live like this. What's been the hardest adjustment is a question? I don't know that there's been one. Is that
You mean a hard adjustment? You've
Yeah,
enjoyed them all?
it's well, yeah, because it's like I was just talking about with finances. It's like
Mhm.
I'm able to learn these things and do these things and go live life and go have experiences. So it's like I can well, okay, to an extent on this one. I can work as much as I want to, but like right. I can just do what I want, you know? So it's not been that hard of an adjustment,
Yeah.
which also sounds like bad to say, but
No, I think it confirms you made the right decision because you're clear in where you are and what you want.
yeah. Yeah. Another question, has my view of love changed? It goes back to the whole divorce court thing of I don't think of love it's changed, but like of marriage,
In the sense of what?
I don't it just it feels so which it is, but it feels so contractual, you know? And it's like even going through that process, we didn't have lawyers. We were not fighting each other over things. Like I said, it was very clear on you take this, I take this, that's yours, this is mine. There was no fighting,
Mhm.
no nothing. Even going that route, we still had to write and list out all of our assets, what the worth is. Like you still have to go through and do all of the financial stuff.
Mhm.
And it just felt like icky. That's such a dumb word to use in that situation. But you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
that's really what this is like when you're ending a relationship like this, that's really the main part of it like that. I don't know. That and
Yeah.
just how casual it felt in the courthouse and how quick it was. I don't it all just felt very like contractual, I guess. I don't know what else to call it,
Yeah.
but it was like, what? It was weird.
Yeah. So, since you're divorced, is there anything that you're looking forward to?
Living? Like what do you
Anything
mean? I need
specifically?
right now just living and like literally doing what I want. Yeah, I don't know. I'm I'm in this place too where I think because I am just by myself. And like you and Casey all the time will be like, "Oh, we'll set you up with this guy. Oh, there's this cute guy." And I'm always like, "Oh, whatever." Um like I that's just not my focus. You know what I mean? Like I don't
Mhm.
care right now. I don't feel like I'm missing that right now because
Mhm.
I'm doing my own thing. Like I'm focusing on me.
Yep.
So,
Do you think you'll get to a point where you want to date again,
yeah, probably.
or do you think you
Yeah.
wanna be solo for a while?
No, I will.
Not that there has to be a time limit on.
Yeah, no, I will. I'm sure. But it's nice now to and like I said, I keep going back to this, I feel like, but just learning like how to do life even because I don't want to depend on someone. So being able to have a portion that's kind of just focused on me where I can learn to budget and be responsible with my money. I'm raising my credit score, but I'm still living and like going to do these fun experiences, things like that. Even stupid little shit that you don't really think about, but like meal prepping, going to the grocery store, um, stuff with your car, like all these different little life things that you just don't really
Mhm.
think about if you have someone else doing that for you. It's like I'm self-sufficient now. So if having this time has given me that, like where I've learned to do all these things, I don't need someone. Like if I'm with you because I want to be with you, not because
Mhm.
I need to rely on you for something. And I think that's also been freeing is like because we grew up and I don't know that I felt like that with him necessarily, but like
Mhm.
now that I'm kind of on the other side of this where I am just myself, that's a freeing thought at least to have that like, wow, I can do all these things by myself. I
Yeah.
can literally I live alone. I take care of myself. There's no one else paying my bills. There's no one else helping me financially. I've bought it, which like another thing. I have been saying, well, had been saying for years, I need to buy a new car, I need to buy a new car. And it was always like pushed off, pushed off. And part of that was me too. I'm not saying that was him, but like it was
Uh-huh.
always pushed off. Almost a year ago now, I got a new car and like I did it myself. My mom helped me a little bit in the sense of like she went test driving with me, but like it's under my name. I paid for it monthly. That like it's all me. So it's like
Yeah.
just things like that are just freeing to know that I can take care of myself. If I'm with you, it's because I want to be with you. I don't need anything from you.
Yeah.
So,
And I think it sounds like you know a little bit more about who you are and you're still discovering that, I think.
yeah. And I think I'm a lot more confident and comfortable in the sense of I do know who I am and I feel like myself now. And like if someone likes that, great. Then I'm for you, at least in some sense, whatever. But
Uh-huh.
like if you don't like that, bye. I got okay, go ahead, you know? But I
Yep.
feel like I'm more um solid is maybe a good word. More solid in like who I am and sticking to who I am. And I think I'll be more mindful of that now that I feel like I did at
Uh-huh.
some point kind of lose that before. Um just making sure that I feel me.
That needs to be your compass,
Yeah.
your North Star.
No, yeah, for sure. So yeah. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so. I think that's a good deep dive.
Yeah, so that's all I got. If anyone's got more questions or anything, they can DM us, email us, whatever. But I feel like that's pretty much the story. So now when I hint at things, touch on things, you got a little backstory to go to and reference.
So people don't think that we're just kind of hinting and
Yeah,
skirting around the issue.
being those annoying people that are like, well, that one time, but I'm not going to tell you that one time. Yeah, yeah. So here's the one
That
time.
that annoys me. Like
I
when people post on
know.
social media, I just need prayers. Don't ask me why. I don't want to get into it. Then don't post it on social media.
Right. That's why, yeah, when I texted you and was like, oh, it's coming up. And then I looked at the date and I was like, oh, maybe we should just do the episode and get into it because I do a lot of times. I feel like hint at it and it's annoying. I hate that.
Yeah.
So,
But the reason you are hinting at it is because you want to be respectful because of what others may see and
yeah.
what have you.
And I mean, hello, to just tell that little bit of the story is like an
Hmm.
hour conversation. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we just got it out there. That's all I got.
Well, that was a lot.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see everyone next week.
Yeah. No, I was going to say Marcy's back, but no, she was just here. So not yet.
Yeah.
Okay. But it will be May. Ugh,
It's
crazy.
gonna be May.
Sing it. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, ta ta for now. We'll see you next week.
Okay. Ciao tutti.